Welcome back to the Titanium Hanger. This is Mike. I'm coming at you with the weekly news and review for June 2nd, 2024. A lot of stuff has happened this past week, and we got news for Transformers, Masterpiece, Little Bit Legends, and there's always something going on with Hasbro. According to HissTank.com, there's a slew of releases that are going to be announced on Yojo June, probably pre-orderable. And some of the stuff I think is going to sell pretty fast, so you might as well get your pre-orders in. I just checked. I still have my premium until sometime in September, so I will probably place some orders. But I haven't really ordered much from this place lately. We got some Batmobile Tumbler, and looks like it's sold out. We're going to talk a little bit about that, and then we're going to talk about some turtle stuff. I'm trying to stop on turtles, but I have to explain why I'm struggling with it so much. But there's new releases. Some of the stuff looks kind of cool. And then there's some Motu stuff, mostly this. But this is going to be another one of those things that's exclusive. I've got a lot to say about it. And then there's no Star Wars news, so I'm making Star Wars news. I have to, I guess. Coming up. Alright, so what is new at Show Z? Usually what I do is I tell you what I pre-ordered last week. That's kind of the hot stuff, and I get that out there for people. But sometimes it's stuff like this. I already have it, but it's coming into stock. So you can add it to your cart, coming soon, if you want to. This is the X-Transbots Commander Stack. I like it. It might be years till we see the Fans Toys one. Oh, and it's only $165. Also, X-Transbots has the 3-pack Swarm Team G1 cartoon version set. And it's $185. What does that make that? $61.33 a piece. Am I right? Am I right? Is the math right? It's all in my head. It's all in my head. But anyway, that's a pretty good price. 60 something each on these guys. And we've got Starscream. This is the New Age H13C Lucifer Starscream version 1.5 cartoon limited version. Don't know what they mean by 1.5. I didn't get these. I've got the McFans Toys K oversize of the DX9s, and I'm fine with those. They're not great. This is way better. These are the best Seekers. They did beat Magic Square with it, hands down. But $55. I don't know exactly why this one's back in stock or came in, but it's there. Alright, so first Masterpiece Takara, MPG. I'm still trying to figure out what MPG is. I'm sure everyone's trying to figure out what MPG is. But here are old Masterpiece molds. And they're putting them out with new colors and basically milking the mold is what they're doing here. So there's nothing new for Masterpiece, but if you want these in Diaclone colors is what I believe it is, and then it's a lift ticket, I think, but you got a recolor of the MP56 Trailbreaker and then the MP27 Ironhide. That Ironhide is a terrible mold. I don't like it. I'm sure X-Transbots is going to do all these colors, but still, I mean, if you want them, get them. This is still one of those rumor posts, but every one of these that came out was correct, and now with the new MPG updated on it, pretty interesting. But I just want to mention that this is what a lot of these other companies are doing. Like Make Toys is recoloring their Seekers to every color in the rainbow, and then some. And then there's like DX9 reissuing their old stuff. So is Takara at that point where they're reissuing it? They're not going to be doing. I don't know. What's MPG? Still confused. All right, so we've got this Lucky Cat Micro Cosmos MC03B Beast Lord, which I do believe has something to do with Power Rangers. I believe. I don't know enough about Power Rangers to know anything, but that's what my understanding is. And it looks kind of cool. I mean, Lucky Cat makes small stuff, so why is it in Masterpiece? I don't think it's small enough to be Legends, but I might be wrong. And then they've got it in this alt mode here. So, again, stuff I don't know anything about. And people are going to say, why don't you spend an hour researching it? Because I literally don't care that much, but somebody else that watches this might. So I wish I had these Friday, but this came out at like 4 a.m. Friday morning or Saturday morning. I think Saturday morning when these dropped. But this is a comparison side by side of the new MP Ultra MPU01, and it's their thrust, which the more I look at it, the more I like it. I mean, I really do like it. I liked the MP52 mold, and I just felt they were too short. I now feel like this is going to be too short. There is no way this thing is 9.8 inches tall. There's no way. But that's what it's listed on Show Z, and various other places are running with the 9.8 inches tall. Then even if you go to the top of the shoulder, pylon, whatever, his tip of his head exceeds past that. I still don't see it at almost 10 inches. But we're just going to just accept that number for now. But it does look pretty good, and it gives me hope there's going to be more in the future. But we got a couple of other pictures real quick to show off. And, I mean, obviously this is the creators, the MPU, MP Ultra people behind all of this. And I still feel it's the same people that did the Seeker KOs in the past, and that's what's going on here. But I did make a whole video Friday, and I read all the comments. I still haven't had a chance to reply to them. Been a busy week and weekend. There's the alt mode. I think it looks fine. I mean, it looks good side by side. Everything looks good on this. I'm in on them. Actually, I'm in on all three, but we'll see. I got new pictures of the Fans Hobby MB26, the Saber team, and it's pretty cool. It's pretty interesting that they're making this. I really didn't pay attention to all the little details of Transformers in this era because I didn't buy them. I just looked at them on the shelf and was like, where's G1 at? But it's still kind of cool. Some of the stuff that they did was really cool. I have to admit that. Looking back on it, they did some really cool stuff. I was a G1 snob. I'll admit it. Here they are in their little bot modes. It's kind of cool stuff too. Kind of feels reminiscent of Target Master kind of stuff. But of course, building the sword and the Saber team, which I have zero involvement with the original or whatever this source is on this. I believe it's Armada, but again, I'm not even 100% sure. And then here's the ship mode, and the ship modes look cool. So this is kind of fun. I have some of these like micro Transformers back in the day. I never really was excited about them because I was always bigger is better, even as a kid. I wanted the biggest Transformers I could get. And so the small stuff was cool to a point, like the cassettes and all that. But when they're the smallest jets, I mean, as a kid, I wouldn't have been as excited about this. But I do like that it turns into an amazing looking sword. So we got the Flame Toys Kara Starscream official images, and it looks good. It's interesting, stylized, and I've kind of gotten used to their look and what to expect when they put this up. But I'm just kind of wondering, I thought we've seen these pictures before, but then I didn't see the Coronation picture. Let me get the Coronation pulled up here, and there it is. So Coronation set looks great. Wired cape, a lot of cool stuff. I mean, you're spinning, I don't know, is this the $200 one? Because this is an expensive one, I believe. And it has 3 interchangeable faces, 5 pairs of hands are included. Upgrade armor parts are also available. To become an upgrade Starscream, eyes and chest have LED gimmick with linkage articulation gimmick design. It is superposable. Diecast parts are included for solidity and heaviness, because heaviness means quality, right? So I kind of feel like it's light on Masterpiece, and it's really light on Legends this week for some crazy reason. But we have the missing link, packaging pictures. This is super mock-up because none of this stuff is anywhere near what it's going to, I mean, exactly what it's going to look like. It's going to look better, in my opinion. I kind of wish we could get missing link with US packaging. That's me being selfish. I know, I'm selfish on that, but it's a pipe dream, I guess. But if this is what the packaging is going to look like. But maybe they will be making some for US markets. I don't know how that's going to work. I didn't really feel like they looked this different for the first run, but I got to grab those out. But that's not the big point here, because they're showing versus the original. The big point is how much diecast is in this, which is not a lot. It's not a ridiculous amount of diecast, but looking at it, on the left is kind of the picture, and on the right is the picture of the actual is the left. On the right is, in purple, is showing you what's going to be diecast. It's not a whole lot, but it's more than we had with the original G1, and showing that it's going to be stronger in those points, because obviously those are the points that are going to take the most stress on those parts down below, and then having some diecast part on the actual back of the head would be kind of cool. Maybe true back metal. I'm sure it's going to be back metal. It's going to look good. These are going to look great, depending on where you get them. I'm still curious what the Show Z price is going to be, because I'm kind of hoping for 30, but the best price I've seen so far is somewhere, BBTS I think has them for 40. That's the best price, which is still pretty high for such small figures, but they're very niche. All right, so we're getting into, I guess, Legends, Sub-Legends, Non-Legends, Under-Legends, 4.5 centimeters, which is like 2 inches, something like that. Anyway, 2.5 inches tall. This is the Micro Master Scale G1 Warpath by Dr. Wu, and these are some sketch images, and it looks okay, it looks interesting. I got to thinking, I thought Dr. Wu was involved with this other one, but it's not. It's MPH Studio S03 Warpath. I'm still waiting on that one to come from Show Z. And I also heard that one's going to be really, really small. So, I mean, I'm not sure. That one's going to be like 2.6 inches tall. So this one here is the one, the MPH SO3 Warpath that I've got pre-ordered and I'm looking forward to, and there's really no update on that one. So I'm still kind of wondering. I was wondering if these are all like intertwined and it's the same project. And it said it's supposed to be third quarter 2023, and now we're into third quarter. Yeah, we just started third quarter of 2024. So a year ago it was supposed to be out. So I don't know what's going on with this one either. I don't know if they're the same project or if it was picked up by Ed or completely different projects. But anyway, it's a thing. Sorry I didn't find any more news on Legends out there, but there's like a bunch of other stuff that I could just talk about on Legends, but I didn't want to do that this week. Maybe another week. So Generation Select GoBot Smallfoot, possible first look. This is just a recolor of what we already got with Gears. And I haven't even got my Gears yet, but I think the Gears looks good. And this for Smallfoot is not Smallfoot. Actually, oddly enough, I got a Smallfoot on my desk I'm looking at. And they missed the colors. They're not basing it on the actual GoBots. They're basing it on a re-release, reinterpreted GoBots from like 2000 something. That's why it doesn't look like Smallfoot from the vintage toy line. But they could have done it. They could have pulled it off. They could have given us a Smallfoot that looks pretty close, but they didn't. So it is what it is. I probably will not pick it up. I'm not excited for it. I'm not picking it up. If they get the colors right, then I'd be all over it. Here's the all mode, and there it is. Last week they showed pictures of Treads, which again I forgot that whole concept. Like, who's Treads? But Treads is a GoBot. But the Treads is a lot closer, color-wise, to the original GoBot Treads. It makes a lot more sense now, in hindsight, than this, to me. Alright, so we got some in-hand pictures of... Well, this is the Bumblebee and the $10 Steeljaw. And this is via Toys R Us on YouTube, which I don't know how he gets stuff so early, so great job there. But this Bumblebee is looking better to me. Better. But the thing is that somebody pointed out that it actually looks like the chest area is more of a pre-tool instead of a retool, a pre-tool for Cliff Jumper. And Cliff Jumper never gets enough love. Like, seriously, Cliff Jumper is so overshadowed by Bumblebee, and Bumblebee gets everything tailored to him. So this does look right. And when you look at it, and they'll probably do something a little bit different with Cliff Jumper's feet, but yeah, I could see this being a much better design for Cliff Jumper, especially in the alt mode. And then getting into the Steeljaw, I think it looks good for a $10 figure at retail that's transforming into a really small cassette that's going to go into a standard Soundwave chest. I mean, we're talking micro cassette, but yeah, looks cool, interesting stuff. I mean, they're doing good things for the most part when it comes to Transformers. Speaking of doing good things, they did put this set out. Now, I really don't know how much you can trust the sold outs on all this, but I just checked BBTS, and I didn't check all the other 8 places that would have it, but I checked BBTS. I think GameStop has it. You can check GameStop too. BBTS is sold out. And the thing is that all of these are pretty much better versions than the previous ones. Now you could argue this, that, and another, but they're a cohesive team, all the blue chest. You like the clear, but people are saying they broke their clear. I literally haven't opened any of these. I like them in the box and I can see them and stuff, it's fine. But I never bought Hound because I thought the Siege Hound was just goofy looking. And I have an oversized version of that I bought for cheaper, like 13 bucks. And so I actually have a version of it, but it's oversized, like Masterpiece scale. But looking at this, this Hound is a much improved Hound. Sold out, but the reason I bring it up is because I think you might be able to get it at GameStop. Check around to a couple other places like Entertainment Earth and stuff like that if you really want this before it starts shooting up in price. Because every one of these figures, at least 2 of these figures were $75 figures for a while before the set was announced. And all of them were creeping up in price, but that Hound is the only way to get it. Alright, so we got a lot of pictures of stuff. This is Takara Tomy, Transformers 1, Energon Power, Mainline, Ultimate, Energon, Optimus Prime, and that's what it looks like. And I'm not getting this, but if you like it, get it. I mean, it's one of those things. I'm showing the picture, but I'm being upfront and honest that it's not for me. And somehow whenever I say I'm not getting it, it's not for me, people get offended, but it's just not for me. We got a Power Change Transformers 1 Bumblebee, which is obviously targeting the kiddies. It's obviously targeting the kids. It's a quick, easy flip. There's not much to it. Targeting the kids. And then we got a Wheeljack that's hashtag not Wheeljack, but it's Wheeljack, but not Wheeljack. But, you know, I always wondered, and I always wanted to see really quick flip change. You can transform in like 15 seconds. But I think that they actually could do it, and they could do it better than this. This is a low price point at the same time. If they were trying to do like a quick flip option at a higher price point, I think they could do a much better job than this. But this is kind of what you get with that low price point, quick flip kind of option that's out there. And then this one is Transformers 1 Deluxe Class Alpha Trion. And Alpha Trion looks a little bit different. He turns into a bull, a raging bull or something. I like the purple. I think that looks kind of cool, the purple part. But there it is. Okay, this one is Earthspark Terran Jawbreaker. And that looks weird. He turns into kind of like a, is it a raptor? Is that supposed to be a raptor? It's kind of what it looks like. I don't know, I've been looking into the Beast Wars and the Beast Wars Dinobot with the Transmetals 2 Dinobot, and it looks, they say it's a raptor, and it looks really strange, but we got a cool one coming from Transart. So this one here is Terran Hashtag. So hashtag, yeah, interesting, cool. I mean, this kind of feels a lot like something that you would have gotten based on a G1 character. Looks almost like the alt mode almost looks like the gears we got many years ago. Earthspark Alita 1. Does look like a pretty simple transformation, but don't be fooled. I've been fooled before. It looks easy and it's like doesn't really make sense. But I mean, these all should be pretty simple. Compared to like a Fans Toys or an X Transbots or something. And then this one is called Aftermath. Looks like a beast. Kind of looks like that tow truck from, is it the Cars? Was it Cars? But anyway, yeah, there it is. The purple's kind of like a lavender. It does look kind of mean and menacing and beefy. I wonder how big it is in comparison, but it's deluxe size, so it can't be too big. All right, so we've got something else from Takara with one of these encrypted kind of pictures. Possible first look at the Dramatic Capture Series Autobot 3-pack with, we're going to get yet another Jazz. But we're going to get Teltran 1 and Optimus Prime, which is kind of interesting, kind of cool. Which Prime is that? Yeah, I'm not sure which one that is. That's not Earthrise, is it? But anyhow, this is interesting because of the Teltran 1. And when my son wanted the ARC, he wanted it so bad. He was so excited. It was his favorite Christmas gift. And a week later, all he did was mess around with Teltran 1 all the time. And he just got tired of the ARC. He said the ARC wasn't great, but the Teltran 1 was awesome. So when I showed this to him, I was like, how does this make you feel? He's like, well, that's the best part of the ARC. So that was kind of cool that they're putting it out in case you missed it. But this is Takara, though. I mean, I don't think this is Hasbro. So writing on some news of some other actor that quit the G.I. Joe project or G.I. Joe movie. Now it's possibly going to be Chris Hemsworth in talks to star in the Paramount's Transformers/G.I. Joe crossover movie. What character would he play? I wonder. I've got my own thoughts on what character he would play, but please don't be a brand new character out of left field. It's got to be something classic. But anyway, what do you think? Who do you think he would play? All right, it's time to transform out of Transformers and transition into, I guess we'll do G.I. Joe first because there's that nice transition point. This is, there's going to be a Pulse fan stream June 4th. It's G.I. Joe June, and that's what's going on in June. They're supposed to be announcing pre-orders for a lot of these figures, and the expectation according to his tank. And then I did watch some stuff going on Toy Habits, so they did a great job of putting up some pictures of what it could look like. But Iron Grenader Bat, Cobra Stinger with Driver, that's the one I think is going to sell out pretty quick because the Vamp went and people are still without a Vamp and the price is shooting up on that. Is it Vamp? Yeah. And then Alpine. I think Alpine's going to be a good one. But they're going to make plenty of it, I believe, Alpine. And Storm Shadow version 2, a Retro Cobra Commander. So all of y'all that didn't get a His Tank can get a Retro Cobra Commander without spending $100. Now, the His Tank one's still going to have the Mickey Mouse on it, but I believe the accessories will be different too. Retro Cobra Trooper, which I'm looking forward to getting a Retro Cobra Trooper. I like the Cobra Troopers they put out, but I'm curious how good a retro one looks, especially after having the SUPER7 one in hand. I'm like, wow, I like the SUPER7 one a lot. So we'll see how close they can get to that. And then Sergeant Slaughter, Mad Marauders, and then 60th Anniversary Halo Jumper, and then 60th Anniversary Marine. Will their Marine look a lot like Gung Ho? Who knows? All right, in other news, that's still G.I. Joe, that we have Hiya Toys with the 3.75 inch, well, they call it Exquisite Mini. They don't even, yeah, Exquisite Mini. But it's 4.13 inches, so it's bigger, even bigger than what Hasbro's doing. But, of course, this is Stalker. It looks pretty good, and I still kind of am happy with the one Hasbro did. I'm fine with the one Hasbro did. But if you're not fine with the one Hasbro did, and you want something better, this is an option. I want to point out over there on Gundam, which is a sister site to Shozi. It's basically Shozi, but for action figures. So Shozi is Transformers and robots, and transforming robots, and some non-transforming. This is for action figures, and they split them for a lot of different reasons. A big part of it, I think, is that the licensed stuff is on this for the most part, but I still don't really understand all that. But there's a slew of figures. I couldn't even get them all in one picture. It would have just been, everything would have been too small to read or enjoy seeing the pictures of. But there's a lot, and so if you're interested in this, a lot of people say you can't get those in America. BBTS isn't stocking them or whatever. And yeah, if BBTS doesn't have it or anyone else doesn't have it, it's a $5 or $6 premium to get them from Gundam, not Shozi. Gundam. I was gonna say Shozi. I've got about 5 pre-ordered just to see what these are like. I'm interested in them. I'm thinking about it, so I've pre-ordered some to check them out. I might go deeper if I really like them, but it's just one of those things to show everybody. If you want this, it's a place to get it. All right, so getting into Motu, I'm sure there's other Motu news out there, but this is the only thing I can solidify and put up with some facts. The thing is that this is going to get pre-order as a Mattel Creations exclusive on June 18th. The reason is that the Stridor, the other version, the good guy version, sat at retail, went to clearance for $5. You can get it at Ollie's, Ross, $5. I don't know if they ever got them that cheap at Walmart. They probably sold out cheaper before they got the $5. But I picked a few of them up for $5. I still haven't even opened one yet, but I have a vintage one, so I was like, well, I don't need to open one of these. But it's cool. My vintage one of this is like really broken and beat up. I think it's kind of cool too that you look down below. There's looks like part of what you would see at a Snake Mountain for that little green railing that's in there. That's kind of cool, interesting too. But this is going to be, if you're looking at this thinking Stridor was easy to get and cheap, it's a $5 thing. You're going to have to pay out the nose for this thing if you want it. So if you want this, you're paying out the nose, and I believe it'll sell out. But it might be one of those things that takes a couple days to sell. It might sell in 30 minutes. Who knows? But this is weird. This is going to be a fun test of how many people are really collecting Motu and who care. But you can also put your Masterverse on this or your Classics on this. So this is something I'm going to get. June 18th, I am ordering this. All right, get into Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I am trying to stop cold turkey on anything Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and let me tell you something, it's not working out for me. It's not. We got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mix and Match Leonardo figure, and all 4 of the Turtles, obviously. We've got Tales of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mix and Match Robots and Action figure 4-pack by Playmates. Those look good. Those are cool looking. I'm tempted for $46.99 at BBTS. It's also where I got this nice little collage picture from BBTS. Then there's the Wave 2 of the original classic Mutants, which I think this already came out at retail, and they're just putting it out again, or putting it out at BBTS, $40, $10 each. Not bad. Cool looking stuff. No, I'm looking at Wave 2. What wave is this one? It's a different wave. Anyway, more classic stuff. And then there's the Sewer Sports Figure 2-pack. So, okay, that's Wave 4 that's in the picture here. Trying to keep up with this. Again, I'm not the top turtle guy on the internet. That's Mad Hatter, one of them. Now, I'm trying to quit this. The one thing that's keeping me in the game is the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Tmnt Classic Technodrome playset, an Amazon exclusive. Guess what, guys? 3,000 have been bought in a day. 3,000 bought in the past month in one day. So this went up for pre-order, and it was available on the 1st, June 1st. Now maybe it was available before that. The news didn't break till the 1st, but it's approximately roughly 13 inches tall. I went and measured my junker one I got chilling in storage, and it measures 13 without the eye. So then you add the eye on, that's another couple of inches. So I'm curious if this will be a 1-to-1. I ordered it, and we'll see what happens. We'll check it out. We'll see what happens. But I'm hoping it's 1-to-1. And knowing Playmates, it's a good and a bad thing. Probably have the exact same mold. They probably still have every mold they've ever worked on. I guess we'll go into some SUPER7 Silverhawks here. So this past week, I'm only speaking for BBTS because I know that Entertainment Earth already says sold out. But this past week I got billed for like $800 worth of stuff. This wave of the Ultimates Silverhawks toy versions, and we got the back metal Silverhawks, and I got billed for that. I did actually not buy the Monstar. It looks kind of plain and Jane and boring and not interesting enough from the other version, just not for $75, not for that price. But of course I got hit with 2 of the Transformer 5-packs and a bunch of other stuff going on there. I probably should go through all that. Anyhow, it's like $800 they billed me for, but this, Brian Flynn said, the orders were low on this, and I don't know if there's any other options to get it because Entertainment Earth and BBTS say sold out. Now, I gotta say, Entertainment Earth plays games where it says sold out, then it comes back in stock for a little bit, and then it says sold out again. So I think the best shot now is just watch Entertainment Earth, because BBTS is pretty good at staying sold out when they're sold out. All right, Neca has the Ultimate Vincent Price action figure. Vincent Price, known for all of his roles in horror movies, and does look kind of scary and creepy right there now, doesn't he? It's a crazy looking figure, cool looking figure. It really captures likeness. I mean, if you're like, who's Vincent Price? You look at this figure, you're like, oh, I remember him now. So that's how you know they did a good job. They did that great of a job with head sculpt. So those are all the accessories that it comes with, and pretty sure it's in the $35 price point. Pre-orders go live sometime this week. All right, so we've got the Voltron box set up for pre-order at BBTS now, and this is something that some people were upset about. Like, they're chasing it down from Target to Target to Target. Now you can just buy it in a box set, $110 at BBTS. Now I'm upset about the fact that I ordered 2 box sets back in 2017, and Walmart was the exclusive, and they canceled one. I did get one, but they canceled one. I wanted to keep one sealed and open one, so I ended up had to cut open sealed on the card back, kind of butcher card Lions. I was wanting to do it so I could put it back in this box later. So anyhow, that was a disappointment. Same exact thing, and I believe there it is. I have this set, and I remember this is exactly what it looks like that they put it in there. Which, it's kind of weird that you've got one of the Black Lion legs kind of shifted off weird like that. But I remember seeing that too, wondering why they do that. So it's cool. This is the best way to buy this set. In my opinion, if you want to get it, and I have no affiliation with BBTS, but get it from there. And Playmate sucks. This is one, I'm going to make a Playmate sucks. There's a lot of Playmate sucks, but they're going to put this Voltron back out, but they're not going to give us the rest of the pilots. See, they made pilots at the time that look kind of cool, a little bit stylized, but still kind of feel like the originals in a way, and they were based on that Defenders cartoon. They didn't give us Pidge and Hunk, which are 2 of the most favorite pilots of all of them anyway. They couldn't pull out 2 more figures when they did this, coincide with the 40th anniversary. They couldn't do that. They couldn't give us these last 2 figures. I mean, that's an epic fail, but that's another reason Playmate sucks. I got a whole lot more points. I'm going to make that video when I get time. The 112 Collective is making a Doc Ock or Dr. Octopus figure. $112 or something like that. It's $100 and something dollars. It's not cheap. Yeah, 112 USC. You can get it Entertainment Earth, BBTS, Joseph Prime, Toy Geek. Includes removable lab coat. And I guess got another picture with him out of his lab coat. I think it looks great. I think it looks good. See, when you start seeing stuff like this, it feels more like a retro than what Hasbro did with their last one. I thought their last one looked okay, but I think it was more closer to based off the movie than based off of some sort of the retro look, which is what I prefer. So I look at this figure and I almost want to say it's perfect. But the only reason it's not perfect, it's the Mezco Toys 112 Collectors. The thing is the price. 112. I understand why people say if you buy a Mezco that you don't have to buy any other versions. None of the Hasbro stuff. I understand that, but man, $112. That's a lot. We're getting close to the end here, but we have to talk about this. This is the Batman tumbler from 7 scale from one of the movies, Dark Knight Rises. And with that, this sold out right away, I guess. It's sold out right now. I went and checked, and what did they say the price was? I didn't even look at the price. Was it $100 or something like that? And then there's a camo version for 70. Let's look at this. It seats 2 people, though, which I think is really cool. That's one of the things that people really do like. And then, of course, you're getting the figure with it, and that is fantastic. And you get the tumbler and Lucius Fox. It is designed with ultra articulation of 22 moving parts. Tumbler is made to fit 2 figures. Cockpit opens and includes 2 extra hands, remote, utility case, display. So it's pretty cool. It's just hashtag not my Batmobile. The camo version, this is the picture of the camo version for $70. It's still up for order if you want to get it. I think this one might be sold. It's not exclusive like the other one. Like the one with the Lucius Fox figure was an exclusive. I believe this one is open to other places, but you still get it there. Anyway, not something I'm super interested in myself, but evidently a lot of people are excited about this version of Batmobile. And I don't know, it might be a debate between the Turtles and this kind of horror genre of Neca, but these are the Toonie Terror Universal Monsters from Neca. The horror part might be more popular than Turtles, because it's what I'm hearing, that's what people like the most from Neca. But anyway, I think there might be a bigger collector community behind Turtles, but it's hard to tell. I wish I had numbers on that. Anyway, this is kind of cool. These figures coming out, they are lower price point. They're like statues. They're not really figures. They're statues, more or less. But they look kind of cool. If you're into this kind of stuff, it might be something you'd want to pick up. All right, I say there's not much Star Wars news because there are no Star Wars news, but there is something. This is Jazzwares doing what they call their vault, and these are the tiny little ships, tiny little ones. But this is a set, an exclusive set. You got to go to the Jazzwares site, shopjazzwares.com is where you go to get this. And yeah, it's kind of interesting. It's kind of cool if you're into it. So it's $100 for 5. And yeah, if you've missed out on these in the past or something like that, I understand these were put out. Now they're putting them back out, I guess. They call it the Vault Series 3, and it's $100. You have to go to their site to get it. It is an exclusive. Lastly, I didn't realize how bad this picture turned out, but here we go. So this is Star Wars news that I found this stuff, and I wasn't sure if I needed another yak or not, but I bought it anyway for $4. There's a Woof, and then a Yoda, and there's Free Indian. This, I got 2. I actually got 2 of the Cantina band members, and this is where I'm at. Like, I will buy this stuff for $4, but I'm not buying it for $17, and I'll keep up with it for $4, but not for $17. If I make a mistake and buy an extra, it's not the end of the world, but I probably need a few more of the Free Indian. But that's where it's at. For whatever reason, they just randomly show up 2 at a time, 3 at a time, and at Ross. Doesn't make sense, but it's still showing up, so it pays to check. All right, so let me know what else is going on out there that I missed in the news. What cool stuff happened this past week, and let me know what you think about everything we've covered. Like and subscribe to Dear Hangout.